In my previous video, we discussed a certain photograph of the Apollo 15 landing site taken by the Clementine spacecraft. Propagandists claim that dark spot A, seen here, was caused by Apollo 15's rocket plume as it spread out across the landscape during touchdown. However, when comparing this picture to photos taken by the Lunar Orbiter 5 a good 4 years earlier, as well as the metric images taken during the flight, we find that this mysterious splotch is in fact an impact crater that was already there long before Apollo 15 supposedly landed. We also discussed pictures released by JAXA, the Japanese space agency. The Japanese claim to have found a bright white halo in their SELENE pictures and also in the Apollo 15 metric images. This halo was also supposedly caused by Apollo 15. But when we compare the image to the Clementine picture, we find that the splotch and the halo are two completely different areas. David Greer of ApolloHoax.net fame claims it was because I mismatched the photographs.
The evidence proves that you mismatched the Clementine and orbiter images. For example, how can you possibly claim you've accurately superimposed the SELENE image at 627? Look at the bottom right corner of the superimposed image. It needs to move southeast to overlap the large crater on the Clementine image. It's plain as day.
Here's the photograph seen as we arranged them in my video. But if we rearrange them to Greer's specifications and then flip through the images, we find that various craters are mismatched. Again, even though I followed his instructions, Greer claimed I mismatched them, going so far as to allege that I refused to align them correctly because I would have to admit to error. Ugh, here we go again. What we need to do is align splotches B and C, as well as all the other craters, to those seen in the Apollo 15 metric photo, and see if the halo and splotch A match up. Here's the Clementine photo again. Let's zoom in. Okay, now let's do the same with the metric image. Watch as we switch through them. Looks exactly the same to me. Now, here's the JAXA image showing the halo. Keep note of where they say the landing site is as we shrink it down. If both the halo and the splotch are the same area, they should now line up beyond a shadow of a doubt on top of each other. Let's see if they do. Nope, don't think so. This is indeed a closer match, but it is by no means a perfect match. As you can see, the halo is just located on the outer edge of the splotch. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are indeed two completely different regions. A look at the Lunar Orbiter 5 photos reveals there to be at least 4 tiny impact craters grouped together in the vicinity of the splotch. So, I revise my conclusion. The splotch is indeed an impact crater, just not the one I initially thought it was. Here's the crater that I originally thought was the splotch. And here's the crater, or should I say, craters, that it actually is. I guess I should be thanking Greer for helping me correct and perfect my findings. And as far as the mysterious halo goes, it should be pointed out that this is hardly the only halo in the metric photography. Here's another halo south of the one in question. And look, here's another on the mountain. And look, one all the way over here on the other side of Hadley Rill. And one up in the top. And another, and another, and another. Gee, with all these halos around, how did they know which one was Apollo 15? In other news, the launch of the much hyped about Lunar Reconnaissance orbiter has been delayed from June 2nd to June 30. It was supposed to launch last April, and before that, late 2008. If the SELENE mission is any indication, it'll probably be 2010 before it goes up, and the hype about its ability to see the artifacts will probably have changed. Finally, the Gemini Observatory is still yet to find the Apollo artifacts using their currently installed adaptive optics, even though the head of instrument science, Josh Hawthorne, has stated that he would use these new optics to find them.
You need what's called adaptive optics. That's a great idea, you know. I think I'll do that as an experiment. As soon as we get this adaptive optics imager working on Gemini, I'm going to ask if we can actually point it at the moon. And see if we can find the module for you. How about that for an experiment? Wouldn't that be wild?
Yes. It has now been 4 years since Hawthorne made that statement, and still no sign of the lunar module. I'll keep you posted on any updates.